On today's show, we've got a good one because I've talked to you guys about the Everest potentially coming to the United States next year, which I still think is happening. And remember, as of now, this is just speculation, but the way I'm reading the tea leaves, how Ford operates, that's how I feel what's going to happen. But but the Everest itself is pretty badass, right? They do a couple different versions of it, and well, they get a diesel. We are not ever going to get the diesel. But what if we got a Tremor edition of that? That is right. So let me pull this up here as you can see it, because this is official from Ford. It's the land down under. If you guys, I have an audience down there. I want to say hello and howdy from Nashville, Tennessee. But anyways, Ford Tremor, the potential of this vehicle coming here to the United States would be very amazing because it's something that the Bronco fulfills that role sort of. But there's people, I've seen it in the Bronco community, people want a solid roof vehicle. They want the features, the quality of the Bronco, the, all the modes. You got to have all the cool modes. But they want more of a refined SUV, and bam, that would give it to you right there, right? The Ford Everest with the, it says there 3-liter V6 turbo engine, which we're not going to get, but it looks like we wouldn't get a bunch of colors either because they're going to be limited on colors. But there's a build and price up for this, which I'm going to go through, and at the end of the video, I will give you what I think the American price of this vehicle will be real quick. But I want to spend some time here on their website. It looks like we're gonna get some blacks, grays, whites, and more grays. That's about it. But to get this vehicle, I don't care. And we've seen this grill before. I showed you in a video of where they're doing the Ranger Tremor in Australia right now. So we've seen kind of this grill before, and I like it quite a bit. I like all the lights. I don't need light bars everywhere. And I will say the way they do these new high performance LEDs, they're great. I noticed mine last night, some tricks that mine were doing on my Ranger Raptor, and I just love that feature. But look at the wheel well here. You can definitely tell it's lifty. She's got a little up to her there, and of course they're not putting huge tires on this thing. Looks like they are grabber ATs, generals, probably 32s, maybe 33s. It might say lower below as we get into this, but it says it's off-road ready. That signature Tremor grill included. There we go. Signature grill includes factory-fitted auxiliary LEDs, front tow hooks, and steel bash plates, making it almost any terrain possible to conquer. Wheels for adventure, they are a 17-inch alloy wheel, comes with general grabber AT3s, all-terrain tires. And I love how you Australians, and I guess English as well, say tires. Asphalt, black wheels, arch molding. Let's see, those are some nice wheels. But if you look right there, look at the old suspension under that. Here in America, we know exactly what that is. That's the Bilstein shocks from, it's the 2.0 shocks from the Sasquatch package. So we've seen that in some of the Wild Track stuff they've talked about doing in the trucks, or I guess they're doing in the Ranger Wild Track in Australia. And I think that technology, if it comes to the United States, we're definitely going to get a Sasquatch version of this thing. Now, because we get the Sasquatch version of this thing does not mean it's going to be 35-inch tires. No way, no how. Ford will never take this vehicle past probably a 33-inch tire, and for good reason. They're looking for this. It's already, these tires are already not going to be as quiet as some nice Michelins, some street tires. This is going to be more of a off-road capable vehicle to take on 4Runner. Let's be honest. They want to take on 4Runner, and right now Toyota's in a good spot. All the engine stuff problems they've had, transmission problems, even in the little Taco. Hopefully that doesn't carry over to the 4Runner, but if it does, Ford could be there with their hands in the air going, hey, what's going on, guys? I've got a badass SUV. And where's Nissan in all this? Nissan had the Xterra platform that would be perfect to take on this if they make it as capable as what we see here. But Nissan, well, we never know how they're going to do. Are they going to build us something, or they're probably not. The idea that we get a full suspension like this is that's pretty appealing. And let's scroll on down here, and it says uncompromised capability. Tremor's off-road suspension features a positive or position-sensitive Bilstein dampers with the lift kit to provide additional off-road capability without affecting the impressive 3,500 kilogram towing. So I want to say that's around 7,000 pounds. Haven't done the math. I'm just using my dumb brain there. The interior of this thing, we've seen it in the video I just did. It's going to look like the interior of the Ranger Tremor, which if we get that in the United States, I'm telling you, it's going to be badass. And Ford needs a place to build this thing, for one. I think that would be the major holdup for in the United States. Do they build these in Mexico, or do they, there's no room at MAP in Michigan Assembly Plant, which builds the Ranger and the Bronco right now. They're maxed at what they can do. So do they open up another United States plant? I say these are probably built in Mexico, or like that, like it or not, that's probably where it's going to be. But as you can see here, look, we're getting some locky features there. I love that. It looks like you're going to get a rear loft differential in this, and probably not a front lock. I know everybody wants that, but they're going to keep up with the Joneses, and Toyota's never going to do a front differential lock on theirs because they think their crawl control features are good enough to they don't need it. And I would say in this style vehicle, a rear locker would be more than plenty on this thing. So look on down here. That is a bad mother effer. That looks badass. I love that grill. That is that's pretty freaking wicked there. And looks like they're including the sensor somehow in the bumper now, maybe. I don't know. This might be a sensor here as well. If that's even close to being production ready for that bumper, because it doesn't look like, yeah, this is, you can see up here, this is a little bit different bumper. If we could get a bumper like that, that would be badass. Oh, it is. Look. It says right there, rough terrain package shown, optional additional costs. The rough terrain package, ARB stealth fitted bumper. Oh boy. Now, because Toyota has a deal with ARB for their products, does that mean that we wouldn't get that here in the United States? I don't know. Of course, crash testing, all that would be a lot different. But this thing is very, very exciting, and it's very off-road looking. I like the plastic fenders on there. I'd like to see something a little more I don't know, beefy there, make it a little more special. But to get this, I would not complain at all. And I would probably, and I hate to say this, I would probably get rid of my Ranger Raptor for this. Now, I do have plans to get the next 4Runner when that comes along, but if Ford were to sneak this in, I've unfortunately or fortunately been Ford loyal for a while. I do like what they've been doing compared to some of the other brands. Would it sway me away? I don't know. I'm still leaning towards 4Runner right now just because I need to check out that brand, but options like that, oh my God. Now, I probably would change the tires out. I'm not an general AT guy, but they're probably very capable. But let's get down to this. Ultimate protection. If you get that, it looks like that ARB protection. You're going to get the stealth bar, the under vehicle armor, and auxiliary switch bank, which is probably up on there. Which they're, anytime they do that, they pre-wire those to certain spots, which would be pretty freaking killer. It's got all the safeties. It's going to have, it's going to have the 360 and all that when it comes to the United States. But I do not see the cameras here currently. But if you're going to off-road with this thing, you definitely want to have all those cameras for that, especially if you're out by yourself. Those cameras on any brand right now that have the side view cameras for off-roading, bam, very, very cool. But let's get to this building price that was right up here, and we will go from there. So I'm just curious what my quick dream version of this would be. So as you can say here, it does say 17-inch wheels, grabber tires, off-road suspension. Let's see, asphalt black wheel, molded arches, which I do like quite a bit. Heavy-duty side steps, which are probably like the Ranger Raptor stuff that I'm not big on. But let's click and see what happens here. So we can only get it one way there, so that's okay. In white version like that, white with that Tremor badging. Ah, man, chef's kiss. I do love that quite a bit. Let's see, exterior, so colors. Go from there. And once again, Ford, much like Jeep and everybody else is doing this, where you get one color free and everything else is a little bit of an upcharge there. But as of now, looks like the Arctic white, and this is Australian. Remember, this is Australian stuff. No cost for white. You're $700 for the Meteor Gray. Command Gray there is $700, which looks to be kind of like what we call carbonized gray. Yes, that's definitely like a carbonized gray, or it could be the Azure Gray. But in the United States, that would be a lot more expensive in Azure Gray or Shadow Black. And I'll say with the orange badging on Tremor, that Shadow Black always looks wicked, man. But I live in Tennessee. It's always hot as piss here in Tennessee. So I'm probably would lean more towards the white with all that. I like that still, the Tremor badging on the side. That looks badass. And some product that I've seen coming down the road that you're going to like, I hope they add to this, because I seen something this past weekend. I was at a press event that you guys are going to flip out for on the SUVs. So just be waiting for that. So interior, let's just see what we can quickly see there. Of course, being laying down under, they got everything backwards. And there's no place like home, because this is where you're going to sit. But it looks very familiar if you've been in, any of the Raptor products right now for the Ranger Raptor. This looks very familiar. Of course, it's not going to have all the color splash that Ranger Raptor gets. It does feel very familiar. Of course, I love their infotainment center right now. I think it's the best in business. I like that it's not sticking way up. And I also like that, yes, it shows that it's this huge 14-inch screen, but a lot of your AC controls are down there. And look at it, buttons. I use my buttons on my Ranger all the time. I love that. And I've grown accustomed to this little mouse shifter there. So I kind of like that quite now. It's like leather. You can get leather or the leather accented seats, which are a little bit of an upcharge. I don't want to get into that right now, because I want to see what we would get in the United States. But that looks badass. I wish they would show, like, we could spin around and see the rear of this thing. But from what I've seen, this looks pretty cool. So let's hit summary on this one here. And out the door, That's $83,930. Now, we got to do some conversion on this. So let me, all right, so let's convert this. And as you can see right there, $56,887. So it's in that roughly for the truck wise, it's in that Ranger Raptor price line. It would be in a more of a mid-cycle Bronco price, price category like that. But would that make you switch? Are you a Bronco or Jeep guy? Would this make you switch over to the Everest? I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. And that price right there, $56,000, which has been when I've done this with the Ranger Raptors before they ever got to the United States. I was pretty close on the pricing of that. So as you can see there, out the door, you're probably about $59,000 with tax, titles, license, everything like that. I could live with that. I know we live in this world of inflation right now, so everything seems so expensive, and it is. But if you want to pay to play, you got to pay to play. I don't know. I can't even say these things. So in the comments below, let me know what you think about this. Are you interested in this potential of the Everest coming to the United States? And then just right away, if you bring it to the United States, bring the Tremor. Give us the normal Everglades, and then just go right to Tremor. Give us 2 trims. That's all we need. Don't muddy up the waters. Just give us that, and you can slowly bring some other things in. But that's pretty freaking exciting, and I want the 2.7 in it. Please give us a 2.7 and do a 2.3 maybe in some sort of power boost selection. That would be pretty cool. So in the comments below, smash that like button for me if you have not yet, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button once again if you have not yet. And if you've made it this far, I tip my hat to you. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or these badass little Everest Tremors that, Jesus, I didn't know I wanted to drive so much till I just did this video. It's been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.